Hello, welcome. Simon's Trading Channel. Thank you for joining me. Sorry, it's another faceless one. I promise you I'll be back to normal soon. All right, so a couple of things on the screen. Starting off with CME on a weekly time frame, because in just 6.5 hours, CME will be closing this weekly candle, which is not that impressive, but it's more bullish than bearish. It's a bit like this one. The first half of the week, bit of a sell off. Second half of the week, then brought it all back. What's fairly important when you look at a period of consolidation like this on a weekly time frame is where's price positioning itself for the future? So, which is obviously the burning question everyone wants to know when they look at a chart. Well, I might be able to help you a bit with that. So momentum continues to the upside, right? MACD is above the zero line, excuse me, and just to turn back down, CME would have to close this week below, just call it 65. Well, it's $4,500 above that, so it's pretty unlikely. So momentum's to the upside. There's also a trend that looks like it's going to be to the upside now too on a weekly time frame, because the previous weekly high, I would suggest, was around sort of 66. And so yeah, this starts to look like a weekly low following this weekly low. And so a higher low is the first thing you look for a trend, and then following that, a sequence of high highs and high lows. So this is what looks like a weekly uptrend starting. However, volatility hasn't picked up. So you can see the Bollinger Bands have been narrow for what feels like forever. This consolidation period, I'm sure, has broken many people. But it will get expansion if it can start closing weeklies basically back above, somewhere north of 71-ish thousand. Will that happen this week? Probably not, to be honest, unless there's a very bullish move that happens in the next 6.5 hours' time. But remaining above the midpoint on the Bollinger Band, which is at 63 on CME, gives it a really good chance for when volatility does expand, that move is to the upside. So I think that it's kind of written in the chart here that the next trending move, as things stand, is likely to be to the upside. Right, I'm going to jump down into the daily. And to do that, I'm just going to switch over to Bybit. I don't really know why, but I'm just going to. 9 hours to go for a daily closure here. And you can see momentum still thoroughly to the upside. Now, momentum's been to the upside, in my opinion, or my momentum indicator definition since the middle of September. Excuse me. Since the middle of September when the MACD crossed the zero line here. And you can see how that has then been manifest in the price action. And even though this isn't an expanding Bollinger Band volatility on the daily, to maintain its position above the midpoint, it needs to defend this as a low. And I'll show you that in a 4-hour time frame. But basically, 65,000 is a very important level for Bitcoin at the moment. It's not like the be all and end all, but if this somewhat impulsive upside move is going to continue, 65,000 would be defended. If not, then it's just a bit more kind of consolidative. Don't even think there is such a word as consolidative, but I've used it twice now, so you never know, it might end up trending. Although I'm not a trendy person at all. Now, excuse me, bit of a cough. The 4-hour, you can see closed several candles and moved the MACD back to the upside. So from a momentum point of view, so momentum on the 4 hours to the upside daily and weekly. And, what that says to me is probably the next move is going to be to the upside. Now, whether or not that happens today, I'm not so convinced. But does it happen over the weekend? Maybe, maybe not. Into next week, more likely, I would say. You can see the 4 hours not really getting any volatility expansion here. And to be honest, it's been consolidating probably since for the last week, yeah. since the 18th of October. This has basically been sideways price action. Little bit of volatility expansion to the downside, but not very much at all, and then a bounce. So yeah, defending the 65,000 local low, I think, is imperative for Bitcoin for the next meaningful move to be to the upside. All right, there we go. That's the price action done. I hope you've enjoyed it. Nice, short, sweet video. Don't want to interfere with your Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back with you on Monday. So have a good one, and I'll see you soon.